Hey Thrivers, welcome back to another video with Thriving in Chaos. Today we are going to be budgeting out our next paycheck, which is for next week, so that we can kind of get a general idea of what we're looking at. Of course, that will change. It's variable, so it depends on what the paycheck is, will depend on if it goes the way that we planned it. But it's always good to plan ahead. So if you're interested and you want to keep watching, go ahead. And if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, we are going to budget for our very first May paycheck, which lands on the 14th. We'll also go ahead and budget out this one, this Modus check as well. That one's pretty standard and easy. All right, so with that said, before we actually get started in the budgeting of that, and of course this is the envelope that I just did in my previous video, I'll be doing more of these. I got some more things coming that will be here this weekend, so I'm going to try that on the other ones, and I think that one should work, but we'll see. First, we're going to reconcile accounts. Nothing obviously was spent out of this. This is our billing, so all the bills come out of this account, and we do not touch it for any kind of spending. But I did put $500 of the $1,000 that we have in the bank for Christmas. I did put $500 in this account just to act as a buffer for a just-in-case scenario. Then we have our spending account. This is where we will definitely need to fix some expenses that we made and make sure we have enough to deposit back into it to cover what we spent. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. The first thing I do want to, wait, I've got red, oh, here's green. The first thing I do want to do is to reconcile the Sam's. It happens every single time. I think some things just aren't there when they get it for me and when I go to pick it up, and it ends up being cheaper. So this time it was cheaper, and I'm just going to put our Sam's correction here, and I'm just going to put the third, and it was to the good of $66.54, which is a huge difference. However, that meant I didn't have some things that I ordered. So, I don't know. I ended up having to go and get that from Publix. And that was on the 5th. And it was $70.53, which is why I tried to get it at Sam's, because it was cheaper. But it is what it is. Then we have a purchase made on Amazon, and this was towards my birthday. So I got some money for my birthday. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. And I needed to use the account, so I'm gonna put that my birthday. And I used my money to get more stuff for my budgeting. That's kind of crazy. Never thought I would do that. But that was $61.92. So I will need to make sure I have that money there. And then Penn Foster, I ended up having to pay this was on the 5th, $26, because my son finally graduated. So we had to pay for his transcripts and his diploma. So we have those now, and I'm so happy for him. He's happy too to finally be done. And then I'm gonna pull this from probably allowance, and I'll show you why in a bit. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and do some math. we want to add 66.54, and that is 591.58. Then we're going to subtract 70.53, 521.05. I'll try and do this as fast as I can so we can get to the budgeting. And that's 459.13 and minus 26. And that's 433.13. All right, so as you can see, with 520 supposed to always be there, we're definitely lacking almost $100, $90 or so. So we need to reconcile this. All right, so I did already have some money pulled to the side, and before I pull this out, I do want to say that last month I was supposed to make a deposit here for the toiletries, but I didn't get there yet. So that 30 is still sitting right here waiting for that deposit, but I'm not going to include that in the deposit here because I already did before moving over to May. So this is money that I've set aside from like my birthday cash. We do have 20, 40, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, and 66, not including the 30 that I was supposed to deposit last week and I never did. Shh. All right, so we have 66. The total that we need to replace though is, let's go ahead and figure that out. We had to the good 66.54. We had to then buy this, then we bought this, and then we bought this. All right, so that's 91.91, and then we're gonna add that 66. So we need 25.91, basically $26, which is what's going to come from the allowances. Now let me explain that really quick. Okay, here we go. So I've decided to, this one, we're actually going to take this one completely out because this is just money that's sitting there. And so far we have done really good. And to be honest, if I need to save for allowances, it needs to be in my just in case binder, because that is where my backup should be. So this is kind of a pointless thing to keep. So I'm actually going to pull the 26 from here. I don't know if I'll have change. We have 25, so I'm gonna have to make some change with a 5, which I think I actually do. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll swap that out wide. Oh, and then we can do 26. So 10, 25, 26, and this will go with what we're depositing here. Okay, so we're looking for, was 91.91, I think, so 92, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92. Perfect. So we will deposit this along with the 30 from last week because I never got there. We'll go ahead and put these back in here for now. And I'm actually going to just add this leftover. I think it's 34. I'm gonna add this to the cash stuffing. So I'm gonna put this aside for now. And we are going to add deposit, which I am actually going to do today, I swear. All right, so today is the 7th, and we're going to deposit 92. So if we do 433, 13 plus 92 is 525 and 13 cents, which accounts for our Christmas buffer of 500, our Peach Pass buffer of 20, and then $5.13 that has collected, I guess, from rounding up, which works for me. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back in my wallet so that I do not forget it. And we will be making that deposit after this video. And I will put this aside. Okay, so we're done reconciling our accounts. That's good, it was easy enough. And now let's get to budgeting our first paycheck, which is $514. I've already listed out what is coming out based on their due dates and paycheck. So I've already listed that out. As you can see, I did take off the mortgage because we paid that in the last cash stuffing video, which was definitely needed because once the mortgage was added into here, like we had nothing, nothing left. So we're going to do our paycheck number 1. And we are expecting our normal $2,300. If it's more, then great. Hopefully it doesn't go below $2,300, so we'll see. Okay, so our normal expenses are, and I will base this off a reference a previous. So our normal expenses, good gosh, I am such a mess when I am doing this. Okay, this looks better. So the normal expenses are groceries, which is $500, and I'm actually going to get some prop money to reflect this because I do leave this in the account because I shop online. I have everything delivered, so I'm missing a huge chunk of what I'm actually stuffing for expenses, and it just looks like I'm not stuffing enough. You know what I mean? When that money is there, it's just not being stuffed in an envelope. It's being done digitally. So I do want to represent what I have by stuffing it. So I did get some prop money for groceries and Sam's, and then whatever I don't spend, as you can see, I usually use it as a correction. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, groceries, gas is always $200. Probably the next paycheck I will actually have to give myself some gas. So yeah, spending. And then I get 150. Spending. My husband gets 150, and then allowances. Our kids get, and this is all for 2 weeks of spending. And then this is before I started adding Sam's to it, actually. So now I started adding Sam's here. So I kind of interchanged the 500 and the 250 that I set aside for Sam's. Like, I interchanged these. Since they're both in the same account, it's basically $750 that we put towards these two things, but it all goes to our groceries. Does that make sense? So this should be $13.10. Let's see, 500, 200, 150, 150, 60, and 250. Yep. So 1,310. And this is what our bills are. So we're going to take our income, 2,300. We're going to take the 1,310 out for expenses. And then we're going to take the 647.14 out for bills, and that leaves 342. So this is going to be expected is $342, and when we get the actual money, then we'll put what the real one is. So we'll see. All right, so I like to do the rest of this in pencil because things change so often here that it's kind of annoying. Oh wait, I didn't do one thing. I didn't add the 34. So plus 34. Okay, so 342 plus 34 is 376 that we have to stuff with. All right, so I'm going to start with the most necessary ones that we do every single time, and that is eating out, because we eat out one time per paycheck, so twice a month, so that's $100. Then pets, I need to put about, I think I did 51. So let's go ahead and keep going with this. All right, and then we have my son's graduation. Now that he definitely graduated, I really need to continue putting money towards this. And then I just realized I need to order stuff for a graduation party, so yeah, okay. And then my daughter's graduation, which she should be graduating by the end of this year if all goes well, but I don't know. Then my youngest graduation, which should be next year. And then we're gonna do our normal savings, which it totals to 71, but I'm gonna go ahead and write them out. So we have savings. My savings will be 24. Retirement will be 7. Emergency will be 5. Okay. So 24, 7, 5. So 69. Then we have medical, my son's savings, my daughter's savings, other daughter's savings, son's car, daughter's car, other daughter's car. All of these are getting 5 to meet our end of the year goal. Okay, so if I did this correctly, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yep, so that's the 34 that we have left from allowances. So I'm gonna put that over here. I wanna put, actually I'll start down here. The just in case waste, which is the envelope I'm working on, I'm gonna put $9 in there. That leaves 25, and then I want to stuff the envelopes that were at 0 at the beginning of the month. So like Amazon, gifts, miscellaneous, not holidays, but renovations and electronics, and I probably will skip projects. So let's do that. Let's do Amazon for 5, gifts for 5, miscellaneous for 5, renovations for 5, and then electronics for 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that is a 0 budget. Okay, so depending on how much the paycheck is, that may or may not change. Could be more, could be less, we'll see. we will see. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and do the modus check. This one is extremely easy, won't take long. So 4/16 is when this will drop, and this is modus. And I always expect 1,000, but we'll see. Last month's modus was $11.88. So, and I don't think I have anything for March. Do I have anything for March? Yeah, 11.16. So it might be $100 more. We'll see. It really just depends on how much he drives in that 2-week span. So the only thing that we take from this is the truck payment, which is $889.96. I know that's really high for truck payment, but it's literally a brand new truck, and it was really expensive. But we don't pay for it. His company pays for it. So if we didn't have the truck, they would not send this. They'd send $100. So they literally pay for this, and so I do not count this as our debt, if that makes sense, because if we sold it today, it still would be a wash because we would not get this extra money. Does that make sense? Okay, so $889. Goodness, it's so hard to write this way. All right, $889. 1,000 minus, we'll say $890. So that leaves about expected $110, which we always put right into car maintenance. So 110. And I don't mind writing that in pen. Okay, so I will fill this out. As you can see, I have filled everything out, and you can notice that I have a revolving and kids because those new binders will be here this weekend, so I will be changing everything out. So I wanted to reflect that. So it's not going to be pink as much as I wish, but the ones that I had in bulk didn't really have much of a selection, so I had to go with what I went with. So the revolving funds will actually be in a darker blue, I think, and then the kids are going to be in yellow. Then we have the savings, which is that green color here. Then we have gifts, this short term, which is here. We have long term, which is here. Just in case is black, which is like that. So you know, hopefully, actually I didn't put car maintenance. Okay, so that should be purple. And, oops, highlighter. Okay, that's it. This is it for now. This is what I'm gonna be stuffing. I do have the prop $100 bills, the prop 150 that I'm going to be using for groceries and Sam's because those are going to be online. And then these circled, this is the 34 that I had, and the allowances that I already have the bills for, so I don't need to actually pull for those. So that is why that is circled and not counted. Anyway, if you liked this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, help support me, and if you want to see more, hit that bell, get notified, you know, when I post. My next video is probably going to be doing another envelope decorating, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna try something completely different than what I used last time, so we'll see how it goes. And then after that should be this cash stuffing, so I am looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.